Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In this video, we are going to learn what is the use of context and how to use createContext function for implementing the concept of context in React. So let's understand. Here we have this app component first of all, and here I am creating one more component as a child component. I say child a dot jsx for example, and here I am using a functional component, or I use here class component. So I say imrc and I say cc, and here I give the name child a. Remember that the name is here child a, and here inside I say div tag, and here I create one more component is called child b. So I create here and I say child b dot jsx. In similar way, I just copy the code from here and I paste here. In place of b a, just I type here b, and here also I type b and I save this. Remember that we have here a, then we have a b, then I create one more component is called c. So I say child c, so jsx. In similar way, we can create number of component, but here for just example I am taking the 3 components. We can take more also. For example, from this app component, here if I use this component child component a, child a component, remember I use here, and this child, from this child component I want to pass the value to this child c. So under this a, suppose I use child b like this, save this, and under the b I use child c like this, save it, and under the child c I display the value that is coming from the props, that is coming from the app component like this. So I want to send the value as a parameter, as a property to this name. Here I say Dr. Vipin Classes. For example, this property I want to pass to C. And here I am taking only 3 component, but in a real application development, we may have thousands of components, and we have a scenario, we may have a condition or a scenario in which we want to pass the property to the last component. Similarly, here we want to pass this value to this C. But if we run this, first of all, if I run it, so you see that it is running now. If I see in a browser, this is a blank window. Why? Because it's blank. Why it is blank? Because you see that this property is, this value from app component is not reaching to the C here. For providing this value, what we have to do, I have to say to the B that we have a property this dot props dot name. Similar way, I just copy this and I go to B also. Here I say I am sending this value to the C. Now finally it will come to C, and you see that the value is coming here. And for displaying this, I can use H2 also to make it bold. Save this, and you will have output like this. But the process is not optimum. Means we are passing a value from app to then A, then B, then C, and if we have more component, then similarly we have to pass to those component also. But only C component is using this value. A and B are not using this value, just only passing. So how we can do this in optimum way? For that we have a technique is called, or we have the coding mechanism is called context. So what we can do here, first of all, in app component I create create component. So how I can create? Here I say const name and I say react dot create context like this. And remember that because we need react also, so I import this react. Now because this component I want to use in child component also, so that's why I need to export this also. So I say export it, save this. Now remember that, so we have this name as a context, so I need to use this context name as a component and I use provider tag, and here I need to pass the value that I want to send. For this value, this information I want to send here, remember, and from here I want to remove this. And if I close this, then under this I will use this. So any number of child, those comes under this provider tag, this child A. So all the component within child A will receive this value, and any component, this any single one component that want to use this value can use, otherwise it can leave it. So here you see that in child component we doesn't require, so remove this because it's not a feasible way. So we are not using here. In B also I am removing this, I don't need this here also, but I need this here in C. So here we have a two mechanism to use this property. So I remove this first of all. So we have a two way to use this value which we are passing from the create context from this provider. So first mechanism is we have to use this name here, and we have to use the consumer here like this, and within a consumer we use this JSX expression, and here I need arrow function. Remember that in arrow function I need to use the value which we am using here, and this value here also. Save this. So in this arrow function I am receiving a value that is coming from here, that is the name is value. So that value is coming here, and then I am consuming it. I just remove this, no need of this. So this value I am displaying here. So value coming here and displaying here. So you see that the same we have here, same value we have, and for your understanding I just change this to Pivotya. Save this, and you will see that automatically this value will change here and it coming Pivotya. You see. So the one way is using a consumer, we use it, but if I don't want to use this and it look like a little bit hard, so I just make it comment. I have another way also to use it. The second way is that here in child component C, I say that context type is equal to name, the context type is name, then I say this context I want to use within this H2, so I say this context I want to use here, and I save this. And remember that we have the same output like this. I refresh it and I have a same output. Now you see that the output is not coming in this method. Why? Because it's showing some kind of error. You see, cannot access the name. So problem is that we are not able to access the component. Sometimes this type of problem may come on this type of technique which I am using. For that we have a better solution that I use. I just create this. I just create this value in a file of JSX, and then we import this file here also and C also. For example, I delete it here, and I have this component already I have created in this context name. Similarly, I have created this here. So this I want to use here. So I say import name, and that is that I want to name like this name I want to import from, that is the change name. Under the component we have change name like this. I save this. So you see that I use this name component, that is I'm using it here, and we have this value here in component. Now I go to here and I remove this from here, and in place of this I will use it in a same folder that I say, that is change context name. Like this I save it. Remember that here I am using this file, same I am using here also, same I am using here also, because I have to declare it separately in a file. In both the file we have to import it, otherwise it would display the error which was showing here. But now you see error is gone, we have the same value which I am providing from here. So from here I can change this to classes, Dr. Vipin classes. I save this and automatically this value will display here, you see. So like this way we may use context to provide the value or property to the component in React. That's all in this video. If you like it, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.